Hello everybody. I have a sketchbook tour for you. It has been a while, I feel like, since I completed a sketchbook, and this one I think is going to be fun to look back through. I started this one on July 17th, 2024 and finished it today on January 17th, 2026. So took me quite a long time to get through this beautiful sketchbook. It is an origami, I think it's called watercolor journal. This was gifted to me by my art friend Sarah. Thank you, Sarah. It's got this really beautiful fabric cover on it. I don't know if it's quite picking it up. I'll see if I can pick it up with like nice kind of gold embossed paint splattered details. Yeah, it is really nice. And it's a watercolor journal, so the paper is great for all sorts of materials, which you'll see that I used. The front and back has this really lovely these really lovely end pages, nice green detailing, a little pen loop that I never used because it's a sketchbook. Anyway, it's beautiful. I don't know if these are available anymore. I know for a while they weren't. And I know that this is quite a sketchbook to invest in. So yes, let's feel rusty. Let's get into it. I think I did this during a live session with, I want to say, Raj Kaur is what I want to say. I didn't make any notes, but it was a year and a half ago. Testing all of my art supplies in here. I think it was, Raj used to have color swatching sessions on her Substack. I'm pretty sure it was Raj. She actually has some sketchbook tours and things here on YouTube. I will link her and her Substack because it's really good. One of my favorites, actually. Yeah, so watercolor, ink, color pencils, Inktense pencils, Neocolor paint pans, and in pastel form, Sennelier watercolors, things I don't have any longer, Lumi accent colors, Kiritaki Gonzai Tombi, Inktense paints, Sharpie creative markers, Holbein gouache, Roman Schmal watercolors, Gonzai Tombi granulating colors. Everything is beautiful on this paper. Same day, July 17th. Actually, I haven't looked through this sketchbook in a very long time. I just turn to the next page and work in it. It's not something that I look back at, and looking back at this now is actually, you'll see at the end how I finished this sketchbook, which is kind of a funny coincidence. This is not Inktense paints. This is acrylic ink as a background with color pencil and Neocolor 2s on top. And it is just one of the local gardens here in Toronto, the Music Garden, which is a beautiful garden on the edge of Lake Ontario. This was during a live stream with Jennifer Calieris, who runs the Books Are My People podcast and Substack. And it was a book cover drawing session, and I did my all-time favorite, most reread book, which is The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Maud Lewis, master study in Woodies. I think these have to be Neocolor 2s. Drawing my fountain pen collection. think I would have another one or two to add to this. I drew each of the pens using the pen themselves and then just colored them in with a little bit of watercolor. This was an art hang party. The theme must have been underwater or something. I used the granulating watercolors, the Gansai Tombis, and then this looks to be Neocolor too. Maybe some Inktense pencils. Inktense pencils and granulating watercolors are, you'll see, a very favorite combination. This was a different day, but still playing with the granulating watercolors, and then I think I probably used up almost all of a Stabilo all black pencil to add the background, and likely killed my hand. Oh, this was my first time using acrylic gouache. I really remember not liking it at the time, but yeah. It's Simon and Ray at the Music Garden. This was a Sketch and Draw live Zoom session with Charlotte Hamilton that I co-hosted with her, and we drew Toronto from my photos. So I got to supply the photos for that reference, which, not that, for the references for this Zoom session, which was very fun. I used for this the granulating watercolors, Gansai Tombi granulating watercolors, and the Pilot parallel pen. That's why it's like super chunky. That was a really fun session. And then I lost steam. Because, you know, that happens. This, I love this page. I love this page. This was done during a live Zoom session with Sam Ashley Art. I miss hanging out with Sam. Just lovely. Lovely. Honestly, okay, if Sam should still have her Substack up, I believe. I'll link it below and encourage you to check out some of the replays. Oh, she has replays here on YouTube as well, so I'll link that, and you can do some of those. It's just a lovely, gentle art time with really kind people. Yeah, the combination of the Inktense, I keep on saying Inktense pencils and Gansai Tombi granulating watercolors, and like a little bit of Holbein watercolors too mixed in. I honestly think this is some of the best stuff that I do, that I don't do enough. So yeah, playing more with the acrylic gouache. Not loving what I did here at the time. Not really minding it now. Self-portrait. I think this was watercolor. And then acrylic paint, I think, for the background. Kind of looks like me. This is me just drawing from a book of birds that I have. I have a book of birds from all over the world. It's called, what is it called? Oh, I don't have it here anymore. The World Book of Birds or something. Same combo of Inktense and granulating watercolors. An Introvert Drawing Club with Beth Spencer and Katie Moody. I think I did the replay of this one. But yeah, still going. This was me. I think I got a new set of watercolors that I wanted to play with. Maybe the Rosa Gallery Urban Sketchers set. My friend Norris just got back from Morocco and he sent me a couple of photos and I just had fun drawing them. Not my best, but that's okay. This is also a Introvert Drawing Club session. The theme for that was Forest of Quiet Magic. I don't think I followed the timing of the session for this one. and I just kept it really super loose and let the watercolor bleed in together, and I just think this is a pretty fun page. Just having a play. Another introvert drawing club session. I think this one was with Samantha Dion Baker, Beth Spencer and Samantha Dion Baker, and we were drawing pictures of cats that Sam had collected. Yeah, it's a pretty happy page, isn't it? Isn't it? A Scribble Brigade with Sophie McPike, drawing flowers very loosely with watercolor. This was a Zoom session with Charlotta Hamilton. The theme was wild horses. You can tell I was really loving the granulating watercolors at the time. Italy with Helen C. Stark and Shar. I will link everybody that I've mentioned below. Everybody offers such amazing drawing sessions. Speaking of amazing drawing sessions, a weirdo drawing club with Deb Tercio, aka Debbie Draws Funny. It says Deb very much alive and not stuffed with asbestos and whatnot. The theme for the session was taxidermy gone wrong. So it's quite silly. Simon, this is an introvert drawing club session that I co-hosted with Beth Spencer called Goats. It was goat themed. Pretty sure this is the one that I co-hosted. Amazing. A Hippo Faked a Truck live stream on YouTube every Sunday, 12 p.m. That's an easy one to remember. I did not do the full session, and I just was in the mood for loosey-goosey. And Anmar Wynn Zoom replay. She must have offered this as a free thing through her Patreon. And I used soft pastels and Inktense pencils for this. When I first got my soft pastels, and probably some of the only times that I've ever used soft pastels, I would use it like paint. So I would use a wet paintbrush and get it off the pastels and then use it like paint. So it's got like this really nice kind of muted quality to it. Oh, this is another Sam Ashley art Zoom session that I'll see if I can find the exact link to the replay of this one, because I remember learning so much during this session. Like, we would do simple studies of the reference photo and then just play with contrast in black and white, and then we would do a color version. Yes, tonal, texture, pattern, color, contrast, and then a full painting. And by the time you get to the full painting, it's like you know what you're looking at so well. And yeah, it was mind expanding, I think. This is a sketch and draw with Charlotta Hamilton, and this was from a local manor house here in the Toronto, Oshawa, I think, area. I forget what it's called. I want to say Parkwood? Who knows? This was an art hang party, which is another good live stream drawing session that I host every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time right here on YouTube. The session was actually really very fun. It was really very fun. We had 1 minute, 2.5 minutes, 5 minutes, and 10 minutes to draw the same reference, but using different art supplies. So I used, this looks like it's a water-soluble graphite, Neocolor 2s. I want to say soft pastels. And acrylic paint. Those are my supplies of choice. This might be Inktense paint and soft pastels. Feels, I don't know, weird. I can't remember. Maybe it's a mixture. Yeah, that was a great session. This book is maybe dedicated to drawing sessions for the most part. Another Zoom session with Shar, and it was Ripley's Draw Along. So the show Ripley, I guess. And I used my Shinhan Pass watercolor gouache combo paint things in just this very limited color palette. The pink, the yellow, the turquoise, and the blue. Very fun. Another Shar drawing session. And the theme for this was the author and artist Colette. I think she's an artist too. Granulating watercolors and watercolor. An introvert drawing club session with Beth Spencer and Charlotte Hamilton. I think the focus of this one was portraits, and it was drawing them in all sorts of different ways. I think Shar guided us through different ways. I really like how this one turned out, just focusing on the darkest shadows in the photo, like super high contrast. Free Draw Frenzy. This is a Zoom drawing session that I co-host with my art BFF, Debbie Draws Funny. And yeah, we do it every month and a half or so. You can find replays on my channel and Deb's channel. And this one was inspired by the one Sam did a little bit ago, where it was the study of the reference and then the color version of the reference. So we just did like one study and then the whole thing. So contrast study, value study, and color. I remember not loving the art supplies that I was using. I think I have a couple more in a different sketchbook from that session. We would have done more than just two. Another Shar Zoom session, Shar and Sam, Let's Paint Mexico. So that'd be Samantha Dion Baker. They were both in Oaxaca together, I think, or San Miguel de Allende, something like that. Anyway, it was pretty fun. An introvert drawing club session, drawing puppets. These are all drawn just with a single line, so not lifting my pen off the paper, and then using a limited watercolor palette, my favorite three colors, which is Gamboge Nova, Quinacridone Magenta, and Turquoise Blue from Holbein. Flowers with Shar. Definitely in a playful mood for this one, I think. Super loosey, abstracty. I feel like I used the Kiritaki Gonzai Tombi paints for that. This I was just drawing from my book of birds again with the granulating watercolors and Inktense pencils. You can tell when like I have like a few things on the left side of the page and then only one on the right side of the page, that by the time I was done these four, I was ready to be done. So I just did like a full big page. This was a Zoom session with Charlotte Hamilton. And I think she was like, I forget what she was. Oh yeah, it was applying. So we built this scene from many different references, and then we would kind of place the patterns from different references onto the different elements within our scene. So like the drapes in the reference photo wouldn't have had this pattern on it, it just would have been plain drapes, but the pattern would have been from something else. In fact, I think I made this pattern up, but like this pattern here on the chair would have been from something else, another reference that she had. Same with the pattern on this painting here was actually the design in a wrought iron chair that I made into a painting. And yeah, it was lovely. It was a very lovely session. I really enjoy how this page looks. And I used Daniel Smith watercolor sticks. This is a Scribble Brigade with Sophie McPike. I remember really enjoying this session. It was a lot slower of a session. So I think we had about 15 minutes for this page. And then I don't even think she had a timer going. But I remember it was probably about 35 minutes or so over here. And I would have used, it's definitely watercolor, but I'm wondering if it's the Kiritaki or if it's Daniel Smith or if it's just a combination of the many, many watercolors. A Zoom session with Shar called Conversations. So it was all about people being in conversations with somebody. And I used pencil and water-soluble graphite. I really like this one. Introvert Drawing Club 2-year anniversary. Beth went through all of the best of the best sessions, and we revisited everything from her previous sessions, which was pretty fun. Another Introvert Drawing Club session. This one was with obviously Beth Spencer, and I think it was Helen C. Stark. Can you guess what the theme was? Let me show you the watercolor palette that I used for this. So this is a little strawberry shortcake suitcase that came with a strawberry shortcake doll, but I made it into a watercolor palette that has, I think it's Opera Rose and Quinacridone Scarlet in there, and it's just, it's so cute. So cute. This is a portrait of my grandma, and I did this with straight watercolor. Like I didn't sketch it out first or anything, but I did this, and then I think it was like the next day or the day after that I did my very first one and only oil painting of my grandma. But doing this first really helped me to actually capture her likeness in the oil painting. Yeah, nice. A Zoom drawing with Shar. This was a replay. Tübingen with Christina. I think this is a little German town. That looked pretty cute. Art hang party, art deco session. Art hang party, art deco session. I don't actually need that in there. I definitely used the Kiritaki Gonzai Tombis for that. Just some random flowers. A Scribble Brigade. This one was actually pretty neat. So we took notes from the reference photo. First, I think we had like 5 minutes or so. And then Sophie took the reference photo away and we had to paint just from the reference photo. It's very fun. A art hang party. This was build a teapot scene. I mean, build a tea party scene. Build a tea party scene. I still don't like this. I still don't like it. I feel like it's just a big ol' mess, but that's what I get for trying to use markers. Replay of an introvert drawing club session. This was, I think, the Macy's Day Parade session. Oh, a live stream replay. I'm pretty sure this is a replay because I can't join April live. Monkey Mintaka live stream, which she does every Thursday before Art Hang Party. And then a master's study of Woman Bathing by Mary Cassatt. I think there was probably not a huge jump in dates. I think there was a time where this sat empty forgotten for a while. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe it's just I don't use it a lot. But I used a dip pen with brown noodlers, brown ink, and then Holbein granulating watercolors, which are very lovely. And then another master study, because once something is fun to do one time, you have to do it 2 times. And this one is called The Lamp. And I skipped a page. Ta-da! These are just references that I found through the Art Hang Party Drawing Reference Library Hub, which is a thing that is available. If you go to arthangparty.ca, there's a little link at the top that says Reference Hub, and in there is a community community what? I don't know. It's just the community submits references. Like, everybody has bookmarks saved of favorite places that they like to go to pull from when they don't know what they want to draw. It's probably a very concise way of saying what I'm trying to say. But the Art Hang Party Reference Library Hub is available. You can submit your reference links on there, and I promise I will look at it tomorrow and update it with any links that have been submitted since the last time I looked at it. It's been a while, but there's a ton of references there, reference links and stuff. And this is from one, anyway, this was from one I found there about Skomer Island. I probably said that wrong. But yeah, I used, do you know what I used back when I said I couldn't figure out what it was? XL Graphitant XL blocks. Yeah, these ones. They were the Graphitant blocks. And that's what this is, with a little bit of Inktense pencil. Just a wee bit. This is me practicing for our recent Art Hang Party pug portrait session, which we just did on Thursday. So I wanted to figure out what I wanted to use for that, because I knew I was going to send portraits out to some of the pug parents that let us draw their pugs. So first I tried some really super loose drawing with watercolor style, and that was too fast because we were going to have 10 minutes per pug. And then I got out the Caran d'Ache dried gouache set and really enjoyed how these ones came out. A stretch for 10 minutes, but I did it. I did it with a couple of extra minutes after we were all done. And then this is the last thing in here, and this is acrylic ink and color pencil and Neocolor too, which I was saying is quite a coincidence because that's basically how I started the sketchbook. So yeah. Fun. And this is Shinjuku Gyoen National Garden, which is based on a photo I took when we were in Japan in 2023. And we're going back in exactly a month, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait. That's it. That is the whole sketchbook, minus that one page, which I will probably never fill. But it was a really lovely sketchbook to work in. I think I've had some epiphanies in here, especially with the granulating watercolors and Inktense paints. I really enjoy that. I'm gonna miss this sketchbook a lot. I don't have one that is similar to it right now. Like, do you know how sometimes you have sketchbooks that just feel like they're meant for something unique? I think this is one of those, just because like the paper is so nice. And it really does take everything. Like, it's super smooth, it's very thick. Hi, Pretty. Well, I would say that was crisis averted. Just had a hairball on my completed sketchbook. Anyway, I forget what I was saying, but I really enjoyed working in this sketchbook, and yeah, I'm gonna miss it. I'm really gonna miss it. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you in the next one. I probably have a sketchbook that is almost complete, so I'll be back with another one soon. Okay, thanks for hanging out. We'll see you later. Bye.